What if I told you that forgiveness isn't always strength, and forgetting might be the very thing that's holding you back? This isn't about bitterness, it's about survival.
Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why remembering everything might just be your greatest power. And let's be honest, most of us have been taught the wrong idea from the start. We grew up hearing that forgiveness is always the right thing to do, that letting things go is noble, that forgetting when someone betrays you will somehow bring you peace. But that's not the full truth. You were taught to stay quiet, to smile through pain, to be the bigger person even when you're bleeding inside. And while that might sound nice on the surface, it can actually leave you wide open to getting hurt again and again. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Forgiveness doesn't always make you stronger. In some cases, it makes you more vulnerable. Just stop and think about it. How many times have you forgiven someone only for them to turn around and hurt you again? How many times have you let go of a grudge only to get stabbed in the back by the same person? Every time that happens, a little part of you wears down. You're not growing, you're just being used. And that's not strength, that's just being naive, thinking things will be different without any real reason to believe they will. People like to dress it up as moral virtue, but honestly, sometimes it's just a defense mechanism for people who are afraid of confrontation. It's what people say to make themselves feel better when they don't want to face the harsh truth. Now let's talk about memory, because memory, that's power. Your memory is your protection. It's like armor you wear under your skin. It's the sharp blade you keep hidden just in case. Remembering every time someone hurt you, lied to you, or tried to manipulate you, that's not being bitter, that's being smart. Memory helps you see things coming. It helps you connect the dot. It stops you from falling into the same trap twice. Forgiving blindly might feel good in the moment, but remembering teaches you how to protect yourself in the long run. We live in a world where people get ahead by being smart, not by being overly kind. If you keep thinking everyone deserves a second chance, you're going to get burned. Not everyone wants to change. Some people just want another shot at taking advantage of you. That's why remembering what they did is so important. It helps you stay one step ahead instead of always playing catch-up. Think about it. What's the point of forgiving someone who treats your kindness like a green light to keep mistreating you? Some people love that. They see forgiveness as an opportunity to push your boundaries again and again. That's why society keeps repeating this idea that you have to forgive in order to heal. But sometimes that's just a nice way of avoiding a harder truth. Not everyone deserves your forgiveness. Some people need to be remembered for what they did so you don't make the same mistake twice. And no, this isn't about holding on to hate. It's not about being angry all the time. It's about being wise. It's about keeping a mental record, not to dwell on it, but to understand it. You study it, look for patterns, spot the signs early so next time you're not caught off guard. Strong people don't just let things slide. They don't forget how others treated them. They remember, they keep score, not out of spite, but out of strategy. They learn from every betrayal, and they use that knowledge to build something stronger. They don't fall for fake smiles because they know a smile can hide a dagger. So if you want respect, if you want to be the person people think twice about messing with, remember, etch those experiences into your mind. Let your scars guide you. Each one tells you where not to go again, because forgetting your pain only leads to repeating it. And that's a mistake no one can afford to make forever. Here's the bottom line. Memory isn't just something you carry around. It's a weapon, a precise, powerful tool. It keeps you sharp. It shows you the warning signs before they become real problem. It gives you an edge. And don't fall into the trap of thinking that remembering means you're stuck in the past. That's just something people say to get you to lower your guard. Remembering is actually how you move forward with confidence. It's how you spot fake opportunities that are really just setups in disguise. Forgiveness without awareness makes you an easy target. But someone who remembers, they're unpredictable, they're tough to manipulate. They're the kind of person who doesn't fall for the same trick twice. You want to know what really scares the people who've hurt you? It's not you yelling at them, it's not revenge. What truly rattles them is your silence, your calm, that quiet awareness that says, I remember what you did, because that tells them you're not easy prey anymore. You're watching, you're learning, and when the moment comes, you'll be ready. You won't need to shout or threaten or seek payback. Just the fact that you remember is enough to shake them. That kind of memory. It's power, quiet, strategic, unshakable power. Let me tell you something important. Real respect comes when people know you're not someone they can walk all over without consequences. So, forget all the sweet talk about forgiveness being the ultimate virtue, and don't fall for the idea that forgetting brings healing. The truth is, healing doesn't mean wiping the slate clean. It means remembering, without the pain, sure, but still remembering. Because that's how you learn. That's how you grow strong enough to not be hurt the same way again. The greatest leaders in history, they didn't get where they were by forgiving everyone and moving on. They got there by remembering everything, who wronged them, how it happened, and what it taught them. Every betrayal became a lesson. Every scar became part of their armor. They learned that once trust is broken, you don't just hand it back out freely. You want to be powerful? Remember, you want to be respected? Don't forget, you want to be unshakable? Make your memory your weapon. Because here's what happens if you don't, you end up being just another pawn in someone else's game. But if you remember, if you keep track of what people do and how they move, you're the one moving the pieces. You're in control. Look around. The world is full of people who keep forgiving and hoping things will change. They keep giving second, third, fourth chances. And while they're doing that, the clever ones, the ones who remember every move, are building their empires on those people's blind hope. Don't be one of them. Don't be another person just hoping for better outcomes. Be the one who learns from every loss and turns it into a win. Because in the end, it's not the person who forgives the most who comes out on top. It's the one who remembers best. Turn your memory into your greatest strength. Let every betrayal teach you something. Let every insult make you stronger. Let every scar become a part of the armor you wear. Walk through life knowing this. No matter how many times people try to knock you down, if you remember, they'll never truly break you. And here's something you should hold on to. Memory isn't just about surviving. It's about owning your life. It's the ability to stay ahead, to protect yourself, to steer your future without depending on anyone's mercy. So don't forgive just because it's expected. Don't forget just to keep the peace. Remember, because the ones who remember are the ones who eventually write the story. And here's the part most people overlook. Memory doesn't just protect you from being hurt again, it can actually lift you up. It can make you more than just someone surviving the game. It can make you the one everyone watches, the one nobody underestimates. And here's the irony. People forget that those who remember end up becoming part of other people's memory too. You become a referent, a symbol, a quiet warning not to be messed with. True power isn't just about what you do, it's about how people see you. And when people know you're not someone who forgets, when they sense that you remember everything, even in silence, they automatically tread more carefully around you. People fear the quiet ones more than the loud one. The loud ones are easy to read. You know what sets them off. But the quiet ones, the ones who remember and say nothing, those are the ones people respect or fear or both. That's where your hidden power is. In paying attention, storing the details, and letting others feel that you haven't forgotten. Not in a loud or vengeful way, but with a calm strength. I'm not talking about revenge. I'm talking about strategic justice. You don't have to act out for people to know they owe you. Just your presence, your silence, your memory. It keeps people alert. People who forget cast no shadow, but the ones who remember, their shadow follows them. And even in the brightest light, others walk a little more carefully around them. And this isn't just about how others see you, it's about how you hold yourself together. Memory keeps you grounded. It reminds you who you are and what you've learned. Because when you forget, you lose more than just the offense. You lose the wisdom it gave you. You lose the lesson. When you forget too easily, you become soft, easy to mold, easy to sway. You drift. You lose your shape. But when you remember, you build a strong sense of self, a solid version of you that doesn't crumble under pressure. Your memory becomes your foundation, your backbone. It holds your values in place. And more than just helping you survive, it helps you rise above the crowd. Because most people move through life without remembering the things that mattered, but not you. You remember, and that's what makes you different. Now listen closely, because this part really matters. Remembering isn't just about what other people did to hurt you. It's also about remembering yourself, who you were before the world tried to change you, before the opinions, the pressure, the fear. You've got to hold on to that original version of you, the one that was hungry, driven, and full of fire. Remembering is a way of fighting back against losing your true self. You know what's even harder than forgiving others? Forgiving yourself, for letting yourself down, for getting too comfortable, for lowering your standards, for slipping into the version of you that you once promised you'd never become. Don't let yourself off the hook so easily. Don't make excuses. Sometimes you've got to be your own toughest critic. Because here's the truth, a lot of people keep making the same mistakes because they forgive themselves too fast. They forget how much it hurt to fall. They convince themselves it's better to move on and let it go, like that will fix everything. But when you throw away your past, you also throw away the lessons it taught you. Real growth comes when you keep the past, not to dwell in it, but to learn from it. When you look back at your missteps with clear eyes, you're not stuck in the past. You're actually building a stronger future. Every lesson you truly remember becomes a building block in the path you're creating. Yeah, it's uncomfortable to face your mistakes. Nobody enjoys it. But here's the twist. The people who do face their truth, the people who embrace that discomfort, are the ones who move through life the lightest. Meanwhile, the ones who try to forget, they end up repeating the same mistakes again and again. And here's something really important, especially in places where power and influence matter. The ones who remember, not just for themselves, but for others too, become the ones people can't ignore. They hold on to the truth others try to hide. Their presence alone makes people nervous because they remember what actually happened. Being a leader isn't about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about remembering and speaking up when the group tries to rewrite history. It's about being the one who says, no, that's not how it went, even when it's inconvenient. That kind of memory is leadership. So don't let anyone make you feel bad for remembering. Let them say you hold on to things too long. Let them call you bitter or stubborn. That's a small price to pay for the clarity you'll have, because while they're sleeping peacefully in forgetfulness, you'll be wide awake, watching, learning, growing, and in that quiet, focused state, that's where legends are born. Now here's the part that almost no one talks about, and it might be the most important thing you hear today. Memory doesn't just protect you from other people, it protects you from yourself. Because one day, it won't be someone else trying to hold you back. It'll be you, your doubts, your exhaustion, that voice in your head saying, just give up, it's too hard. That's when memory saves you. On those dark days when motivation disappears and you feel lost, your memory brings you back. You'll remember every betrayal you turned into strength, every tough moment that didn't break you, every time you kept going when no one believed in you. That's what keeps you standing. Memory stops you from falling into self-pity. It stops you from forgetting everything you've survived. Because the moment you forget who you really are, that's when you lose yourself completely. But if you remember every step you've taken, even the painful one, you can always find your way back. Memory reminds you why you started. It reminds you what you promised yourself you'd never accept again. It brings back the nights you couldn't sleep, the losses you kept quiet, the quiet victories no one saw, but that changed you forever. So take this in deeply. Whenever you feel weak, whenever forgetting feels easier, whenever you're tempted to just let go of it all, remember, you didn't come this far just to fade away. You came to build something that time and forgetfulness can never erase. Let me leave you with one final thought, something I want you to really sit with, even long after this video ends. People might forget the exact words you say, but they never forget how you made them feel. And when you're someone who remembers, who pays attention to the important moments, who doesn't let things slide, you leave a lasting impression. People feel it. They understand, even if they can't explain it, that you're not someone to mess with. Not because you're harsh, but because you carry yourself with quiet strength, with integrity that doesn't break. You become a kind of mirror, one that makes others see themselves clearly. And sometimes that's uncomfortable, but it's also powerful, because true strength doesn't come from brushing things off or pretending they never happened. It comes from facing it all, remembering it all, and growing stronger because of it. So ask yourself, do you really want to be someone who erases the past just to feel a little better for a moment? Or do you want to wear your past like armor, knowing that every scar tells a story of survival? You get to choose. And if you're still here, if you've made it all the way through this message, then I know it hit home. I know it was meant for you. So here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment below with this phrase, "My memory is my power." That's how I'll know you're one of the rare ones, one of the people who refuses to forget, one of the few who's really awake. And yeah, if this video stirred something in you, if it helped you see things more clearly, hit that subscribe button. But don't do it just because it's what people usually do. Do it because you know this place isn't about soft lies or feel-good fluff. It's about the raw, honest truth that shakes you awake. I'll see you in the next video. But this isn't just a goodbye, not here. Because while most people say goodbye and then fade into the background, you and we're remembering and rising. We're holding on to the moments that matter. We're building something that even time can't erase. So until next time, or better yet, until life teaches us the next lesson we didn't know we needed. Because here, we don't forget. We don't forgive blindly, and we never, ever give up. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.